Financial Officer of Pacific Coast Producers and accompanying Mr. Schroff here today in support of SB 939. PCP is an agricultural marketing cooperative, and as such we have a different tax profile than your normal typical corporation. While our non-member generated earnings are taxable in California, the majority of our earnings are generated by member earnings, member patronage earnings, which are not taxed at the cooperative level. Those are pass-through earnings that are taxed at the individual membership level. Given our co-op structure, there are hiring tax credits that PCP has accumulated as an employer in the Oroville Enterprise Zone that PCP has not been able to utilize over the years due to our tax advantage, frankly. SB 939 would allow PCP to sell hiring credits to businesses that could make use of them. And the revenue from the sale of those credits could increase our capital investment in PCP, which could contribute to improved employment there. PCP markets are national and international. We sell our products throughout the United States as well as outside the U.S. Our competitors are both U.S.-based and foreign, and the imported products that we compete against often enjoy cost advantages in labor and regulatory compliance costs related to generating those products. Enacting SB 939 would help us to remain productive and competitive in California and the U.S. market and the production of our canned fruits and vegetables.
I'll ask you to sum up.
Yes, ma'am. We hope to continue expanding our product lines, employment, and markets, and SB 939 would provide added capital to contribute to achieving those goals.
Thank you. Other witnesses in support? Identification only.
I'm Don Sheldon from the Austin Company from Cleveland, Ohio. And Madam Chair and committee members, thank you for allowing me to speak in support of SB 939. Austin Company is
I'm going to ask you to do it in one sentence. One sentence. Just tell us, summarize very briefly.
Okay. That's really hard to do.
I know. It can be done.
If you think it's hard for you, how about us?
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. I'll make it a long sentence. In doing over 100 location studies for corporate clients in the western United States, I can tell you without question, California has a very poor reputation as a place for business. We drive companies. We don't care where companies go. We want them to go to the best location that's in their interest. Unfortunately, you compete very poorly against other states in the West, Oregon, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, New Mexico, and we've helped many companies leave this state over the years. Giving tax credits is one part of a much broader question in site selection. It's about labor and infrastructure and so forth. And California is very rich in these resources. There's a good, compelling reason to bring business here. But costs often drive companies away, and regulation drive companies away from this state. The enterprise zone programs throughout the country are a very good, sound business practice. And we locate many companies in those enterprise zones, as we have located in California. In smaller communities in particular, the enterprise zones serve a very important purpose, and that is to help small companies start business and create very important jobs for these depressed areas. I think that this is a very small price to pay. I understand that you have revenue concerns here, and as does every state. It's a pretty small price to pay to help create jobs. And Oroville is the perfect setting for this. I have to say, I've worked in that community, and it's an outstanding community, very well represented, very dedicated people. And I would say if there's one place in the state that this is really going to produce some results, it's going to be in Oroville.
Thank you very much. In support.
That was a great sentence.
Yeah, that was a pretty good sentence. Very good. In support, further, just come forward, tell us who you are and your position on the bill.
And thank you. He came all the way from Ohio.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jamie Johansson, Vice Mayor, City of Oroville, in support of.
Thank you for coming.
Vicki Hightower, Sierra Pacific Packaging. We employ 280 people in support.
Claudia Canals, President, CEO, Oroville Area Chamber of Commerce, representing 433 businesses, 6,700 employees, here in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Chair. My name's David Pittman. I'm a city councilman, RDA chairman, in strong support from Oroville, and happy to tell our case. Thank
I
you.
meant to ask about the dam. How full is it?
We're getting up there. We're about 90 feet. Don't worry, we'll have a water.
Pretty good. Good job. We hope so. Further support, opposition, please come forward.
I can't believe it. Very quickly, I appreciate the testimony from Oroville, but we don't see this. There have been a lot of discussions in the Enterprise Zone program about the sharing of credits inside and outside the zone with unitary businesses. This allows the sale of credits. We can't imagine that this would end up being restricted only to Oroville, in which case you really have created a lot of tax sheltering. Two other points. One reason why these credits can't always be used is that the $37,000 cumulative per employee is by far the largest hiring credit that exists in the country, at least as the study group has laid it out. So you have a huge credit. You know, we talk about $3,000 here. These are $37,000 credit, which is why they can't be used. And I do understand the position of the cooperative that is unable to use their credits, which speaks to one of the problems of using tax credits. It relies on certain kind of corporate form or organization and does not help the others. So I think their point is very well taken. It doesn't, but that doesn't speak to the ability to sell tax credits. We think if it happened for Oroville, it'd be likely to happen everywhere.
Okay, thank you. In opposition? All right, can we hear from the FTB about the revenue, please? Where are you? Thought we had FTB here. Oop. Perhaps you should sit closer, because I'm going to ask you that for every bill.
Try something.
We could sit him up here. Then. We'll sit you up there. Not right now. Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Alan Profsky, Franchise Tax
Thanks.
Board. We have this one scored at about a loss of $1.5 million a year, starting in 2011-12.
All right, and continuing over for the next 3 years?
Yeah, we'll have 1.5, 1.6, 1.7.
Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you. Senator, would you like to close? Or are there any questions first? All right, Senator?
Just to give you a real-life example of the importance of this bill, right now we have one of the companies that just testified, makes packaging products. They've just secured a new contract where they plan to hire 400 more employees. They are being wooed by the state of Oregon and by another city in California, and the deciding factor will be the tax credits. With that, I would request an aye vote.
I move the bill to suspense and that we set a vote certain on May 26th. That's my motion, Madam Chair.
Can't move it. That's out of order. The bill goes to suspense.
Madam Chair, the motion is not out of order. I may make a motion to move the bill to suspense and to set the bill for a time certain on the calendar of a regularly scheduled meeting for the Revenue and Taxation Committee, and that is my motion.
And that motion is?
I'll offer a substitute motion to simply move the bill to suspense.
Okay. That's probably out of order, too. But however, we'll take that suspense.
We'll dispense with Senator Padilla's motion. It's the substitute motion.
All right. We will take the substitute motion and no debate. To move the bill to suspense. Please call the roll.
Wolk.
Aye.
Wolk, aye. Walters. Alquist. Ashburn?
No.
Ashburn, no. Padilla?
Aye.
Padilla, aye.
2-1, that is on call, that motion.
Thank you,
But
Mike.
actually,
Goes to suspense.
to suspense, present and voting. To suspense. All right,
Senator Wyland.
So is it
Senator
on call, or did you move it to suspend?
it's moved to suspense.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, Senator Wyland, you're next.